Imagine you're at home, scrolling through your phone, and you see this: ICE agents waiting right outside the immigration court to arrest people as soon as they step out. It sounds like a movie, but in 2025, it's happening for real. In the next few minutes, I'll show you how USCIS changed from a paperwork office into a full-blown enforcement agency, and why that matters to you, your family, and anyone with a green card or work permit. Stay with me, because in this video you'll learn why ICE now aims for 3,000 arrests every single day, 3 times more than just a few months ago. How expedited removal used to be limited to border areas, but now can happen anywhere in the country, often without a judge's review. Why advanced parole, once your safe pass to travel, can be taken away suddenly, with no warning. And how USCIS officers now dig into your entire immigration history, not just the papers you submit today. If you thought getting a work permit or a green card was straightforward, think again. Under these new rules, a small mistake, like a typo on Form I-130 or a missing bank statement, can send you to removal proceedings. People who followed every rule and waited patiently for years are suddenly pulled into hour-long interviews, separated from their families, and asked questions they never expected. This isn't about catching criminals. It's about targeting family members, students, and workers. People who already passed background checks and had sponsors vouch for them. And that's before we talk about new fees, extra interview demands, and data sharing that lets ICE peek into your bank accounts and social media. So whether you're a DACA recipient worried about renewing your work permit, a visa holder afraid of an unexpected request for evidence, or a green card applicant terrified that your low-risk case just became high-risk, this video is for you. Over 4 parts, I'll explain what's changing, how USCIS and ICE are acting differently, and most importantly, what you can do right now to keep yourself and your loved ones safe. Let's start with Part 1, the big jump in deportation goals and the new expedited removal process across the country. If you're not paying attention, you could go from legal status to detention in a blink. Stick around. This matters more than ever. ICE now aims for 3,000 arrests every single day. That means agents are posted at schools, churches, and even routine check-ins. Picture this: you show up for a green card interview, breathe a sigh of relief, and the moment you exit the building, bam, you're handed paperwork to be detained. There's no waiting in line, no second chances. ICE officers work in teams of 4 or 5, swooping in like clockwork, looking for anyone who slipped through the cracks. In cities across the country, local jails are filling up fast. Detention centers that used to hold maybe a few hundred people are now packed to capacity. Families hear whispers of midnight raids, parents waking up to empty beds, kids left wondering if mom or dad will ever come home. And it all began with a memo from DHS saying, hit 3,000 arrests a day. That's a number so big, it's hard to picture, but it's happening right now. Expedited removal used to be something that only applied at ports of entry, like when someone tried to cross the border without papers. Now, if you've been in the US for less than 2 years and never got inspected, or if you used a fake document to enter at any point, you can be sent home without a single court hearing. No judge. No chance to explain. Just a 3-page notice and a flight reservation. Show me you're afraid to return to your country, they say, but many don't even know how to prove fear in front of an ICE officer. Those interviews last under 10 minutes. If you stutter, if you don't use the right words, you're out the door and on a plane. Imagine everything you built, your job, your community, your kids' schools, disappearing in hours. Visas shredded, work permits voided. Even if you had an approved asylum claim, it doesn't always matter. If ICE says you don't qualify for fear, they'll send you right back. Meanwhile, the clock ticks. Once someone hits 180 days in detention, the chance to fight your case drops to almost 0. Often, by then, it's too late to seek help. Cities that once offered sanctuary status are now grappling with how to push back. Local leaders are scrambling to warn communities. Do not open your door, they say. Check your mail carefully. Any notice could be ICE asking you to report. Community centers turn into rumor mills. They're coming next week, people whisper. Each day brings new uncertainty. No one knows where the next raid will be. And every knock on a stranger's door could mean the end of a life built on hope. Stick with me because next, we'll look at how these policies affect students, workers, and families who thought they were safe. You'll learn what tiny mistake could send your status spiraling, and most importantly, what steps you can take right now to protect yourself. First, always know your case deadline. USCIS gives you strict timelines, like 30 days to respond to a request for evidence, RFE. If you miss that, your application is automatically denied. So mark your calendar the moment you get any notice. No excuses. Second, keep a dedicated folder, printed and digital, of every document you submit: birth certificates, tax returns, passport scans, even a simple pay stub. Organize by date and type. That way, if an officer asks to see your 2019 bank statement, you can pull it in seconds. Missing one piece of paper can mean a denial or start a removal notice. Third, use the USCIS online case tracker. It's easy, enter your receipt number and check weekly. If your case goes beyond the normal processing time, file an e-request immediately. Delays can get your file moved into an IC enforcement queue if you look stale on their radar. Fourth, understand Stokes interviews. This is when USCIS pulls you back after an initial interview to question you on minor inconsistencies, like slight differences in dates or addresses. Treat every statement in your application as permanent. If you're asked to clarify, answer truthfully but confidently. Do not guess. Say, I don't remember exactly, but here's the best information I have, instead of fabricating details. Fifth, if you're in removal proceedings, attend every hearing. Missing a single master calendar date means an automatic removal order. No second chances. And if IC calls you to voluntarily depart, ask for time to consult an attorney first. That extra week can be the difference between voluntary departure, which allows you to reapply later, and a quick deportation. Sixth, DACA recipients, renew 120 days before expiration. USCIS usually takes 90 days to process. If your work permit lapses, you cannot legally work, and your job could be terminated. Set a calendar alert 150 days out, so you have time to gather fees, photos, and forms. Also, keep copies of your original approval notices. They're your safety net if USCIS loses your file. Seventh, advanced parole users. If you travel abroad, do not book a non-refundable ticket until your I-131 is approved. Even approved travel documents can be revoked if ICE flags your information, so buy refundable tickets. Always leave a local address with USCIS. Missing mail can mean missing a crucial notice. Eighth, know your local resources. Many cities have nonprofit legal clinics offering free or low-cost advice. Look for organizations specializing in your nationality or language. They can help file urgent motions if ICE targets you for expedited removal. Don't wait until you're in detention to find a lawyer. That window often closes fast. Ninth, protect your digital footprint. ICE now pulls social media and banking data. Avoid public posts about your location or immigration status. Delete old photos that tag your non-immigrant status or have hashtags like #UndocaFamily. Use strong privacy settings on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. If you send private messages with sensitive info, assume IC could subpoena them. 10th, stay informed on policy memos. USCIS updates can drop without public announcement. Follow accounts of reputable immigration attorneys on Twitter or subscribe to free newsletters like Texas Immigration Hub. That way, when Form I-881 filing locations change or fee updates go live, you'll know within hours, not days. Finally, talk to your employer and school. If you're on H-1B, talk to HR about getting an extension early. If you're on student status, check in with your international student office before any travel. They can clarify what documents you need if you're pulled into expedited removal. These facts aren't just theory, they're tools to keep you one step ahead. Gathering documents, tracking timelines, and using trusted legal resources will help you face this enforcement surge with a fighting chance. Stick around for Part 4, where we'll cover money-saving tips, how to appeal effectively, and what to do if ICE shows up at your door. If ICE detains you, ask for a bond hearing within 10 days. Bonds often range from $5,000 to $15,000. If you can't afford it, reach out to local nonprofits. Some will cover part of the bond until you can repay. When USCIS denies your case, file an appeal, Form I-290B, within 30 days. In immigration court, you have 30 days to ask the BIA to review. Missing these deadlines means you lose the right to appeal, so set a calendar reminder the moment you get any denial notice. Keep a simple emergency folder with photocopies of your passport, birth certificate with translations, approval notices, recent pay stubs, and any RFEs or denials. Store one copy at home and email another to yourself. If an officer asks for proof, you can show it immediately. Memorize a short Know Your Rights statement. I choose to remain silent. I want to see my lawyer. Say this calmly if ICE knocks. You do not have to answer questions without a lawyer present. Always update your address with USCIS within 10 days of moving. Form AR-11. Missing this step can mean you never receive an RFE or notice, and that can lead to automatic denials. Save your lawyer's number and one close friend or family member who can help. If ICE shows up, call your lawyer right away. Every minute counts. Calling immediately can keep you from being taken without representation. If you can't afford filing fees, apply for a fee waiver, Form I-912. If you qualify, USCIS will waive fees for forms like I-485 or I-765, saving you up to $1,760. Check the poverty guidelines and means-tested benefit requirements before applying.